All right, great to see everybody. Let's come to a nice comfortable seat in our chairs. You can scoot forward a little bit. Go ahead and just peek down. Make sure that you're landing with your knees over your ankles. Feet are about hips distance apart. And before we sit quietly, let's go ahead and give the shoulders a little roll out. Maybe just observing the level of crunchiness happening there today. We've got a lot going on. Hopefully you have less than me. Be that as it may, it usually feels kind of good to do this. All right. Let's just roll forward a few times as well for good measure, which I always find feels kind of awkward. Good, and then back a couple more times, just allowing your body to find that place of shoulder heads pressing back, shoulder blades squeezing in, shoulder blades releasing towards your sit bones. So it's almost like you have a little cobra pose in your upper body. Chin is level to the floor. Go ahead and close your eyelids. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Smooth, full, deep inhale again. Ha. Sigh the breath out. Do that just a few more times at your pace. And then you can allow your lips to seal. You start to inhale through your nose and then also exhale through your nose. You're listening to that sound of your breath, so that soft rush of air that you're making in the back of your throat. You're using this sound and the feeling even of that as a focal point for your attention. By doing this, we start to let some of the thoughts fall away, some of the external distractions that might be happening, those just start to fall away. And we enjoy these first several moments here, just sitting quietly, landing inside our bodies, starting to pay attention to the physical shape, to what's going on, how things are feeling. Maybe we start to pay a little attention to the emotional shape, the mental shape as well. You might just get curious here about how you are feeling in all of the ways. You might be noticing that it just feels really good to be just sitting quietly for a moment. It might be the first time you've done this today or in a few days. Life can get really busy. We always have a lot of things that we want to get done or think that we need to get done. So these little pauses, these little mini check-ins can be really beneficial. Good. Take a nice, smooth, deep inhale here. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then go ahead and gently blink your eyes open. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, gentle little twist to the right. It might not be super far starting out. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center. And exhale, a little twist to the left. We're just going to do this a few times. Good. Inhaling to center. Exhale, wrapping left ribs to the right. Reaching out through your fingertips, inhaling to center. Exhale, twisting left. Good. Inhale, center. One more complete cycle, and then we'll hold. Exhale. Inhale back to center. And just finding a little motion here, a little flow. Exhale. Little rhythm. Inhale, center. And then exhale this time. We twist to the right. Really extend out through your fingertips, even as your shoulder blades squeeze in. And then release your hands down. Right hand behind you, grabbing a piece of chair. Left hand can come to the outside of that right thigh or the left thigh. They're both good places to be. You're using like this leverage that you're getting in your hands to help you press your shoulder heads back. Find that little lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Breath smooth and steady. Really try to fill up on the inhale. And you might eventually be moving towards bringing your gaze out towards that right shoulder. A few more good breaths here. Let's actually stay here like this in the twist, but go ahead and reach your right arm out, palm facing up, and then exhale. Just bring it up and over. So little side stretch here. Can you anchor more into your right sit bone? It might be getting a little light. And then let's drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. See, that might intensify the stretch that you're getting in your neck. If it feels like too much, you just back out of that a little bit. Okay, let's inhale, upright yourself, stretch that right arm out, and then go ahead and stretch your left arm out. Deep inhale. And then exhale, we twist to the left. Extend out, find your giant wingspan, and then you can go ahead and release hands down again here. So you're grabbing a piece of chair behind you with that left hand. Right hand can be right thigh, left thigh, doesn't really matter. Still getting warm here, so this doesn't need to be your deepest twist. I'm just holding this for several breaths. And just giving everything a little ring out. Notice if your shoulders have started to creep up around your ears, just gently soften them down. Breath smooth and steady. It is the through line of our yoga practice, always returning to the breath. And then perhaps just start to lean your left ear towards your left shoulder, so you're going to still feel a stretch through that right side of your neck. I might have gone the different direction on this side. We'll do both. Good. Inhale up to center with the neck, and then you can drop your, ooh, that's the one. Right ear towards your right shoulder. Both felt good. This one might feel a little more intense, at least for me. Good. Inhale, lift your head back to center and then really stay in this twist. So keep finding that leverage with that right hand. Extend your left fingertips towards the wall behind you, palm facing up. And then go ahead and take that top arm up and over. So a little side stretch here, even as we're twisting. What's going on with that left sit bone? Is it popping up a bit? Can you anchor a little more there? Can you keep rolling your right ribs up towards the ceiling? Maybe you're even gazing up underneath that top arm. Always returning to your breath, that rhythm of your breath. Good, really reach, think a little core stretch as you inhale, extend that left arm out. Good, and then reach through your right hand. Good, and then inhale back to center, really nice. As you exhale, hands come to your thighs. Smooth, deep inhale here. Full, complete exhale. And then we're gonna inhale, rock forward on the sit bones, find your cow stretch. Exhale, round in, chin drops towards your chest. Continuing like this. It might feel really nice to keep your eyes closed here. And I want you to play with a rhythm, a pace that feels right for you today. So you're not too fast, you're not too slow. You're finding that little Goldilocks spot. Enjoying this rhythm that's happening as you warm up your spine in this way with this flexion and extension. A few more complete cycles here. Good, on your next inhale, come back to a nice tall spine. So you're in your mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's release the arms down by our sides. Good, and then we're gonna do a little side to side stretching here. So as you inhale, take that left arm up and over. Exhale, release down. Sit bones are both pressing evenly. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. Shoulder blades release down your back. Exhale, release. And then again, just continue like this. So finding a little idea of vinyasa, connecting movement with breath, finding the pace that works best for you today. Keeping your breath front and center. Okay, let's do a couple more to each side. Really lovely. The next time you are leaning off to the right, we're going to hang out there a few breaths. So press more into that left sit bone as you're doing that. Extend more through those left fingertips. Can you start to wrap those right ribs up a little more? You might even spin the pinky side of the hand down towards the mat. Maybe start to roll your gaze up. Definitely a little core piece happening here as well. Good. As you exhale, release down. And then inhale, right arm up and over. So all the same little adjustments, press evenly into your sit bones. The right one's gonna wanna get a little light here. Shoulder blades releasing down your back. And then there's a little twist. The left ribs wrap up even as you're extending through this right side. You might be looking up underneath that top arm. And then it requires a little like side core here to inhale, release up, and then you can just release the arms down by your sides. Let's give the shoulders a little roll out just a few times here. And then you can take your hands to your thighs. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. So we start to stretch into the back of the neck. Easier said than done. So a simple movement, but it can pack a lot of punch. But all of these muscles working to hold up the brain, the skull. So relative to their size, they're doing a lot of work, and it's hard for them to like give up control. So see if you can have a little conversation with them. Just encouraging them to release, let go. Listening to your breath as you inhale through your nose and exhale. Let's put your brain in your shoulders. Notice if they're trying to help out. And keep them relaxing down. Imagine that somebody is just gently pressing down on your shoulders. And let's go ahead and inhale, lift the chin parallel to the floor. And then exhale, drop that right ear towards your right shoulder. And you're gonna feel all kinds of sensation through that left side of your neck, those scalene muscles. Do less if you need to. You'll be here several breaths, plenty of time to kind of release into this shape. From here, start to tuck your chin and observe how that changes how things are feeling in your neck. It's changing where you're getting sensation and stretch. All right, so keep the chin tucked, but as you exhale, roll back down the center. And we take a few breaths here again. This time, if you wanted to just gently release your fingertips towards the floor, maybe that adds a little extra. You can always try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, you just go back to where you were before. So I always encourage you to play around, Experiment a little. Get creative, make your own adjustments as needed. Good, hands come to your thighs. Inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, dropping your left ear. Towards your left shoulder right away. Observing the right side of your neck might feel different than the left. Sending that exhale to the spots that are a little tender, a little tight. Using that breath to help you find a little space, a little room. Breath never skipping a beat. And then we stay here in this shape, but as you exhale, you start to drop your chin towards your chest, and this just changes the equation a little bit. And of course, if it's not working for you, you don't do it. You just back out a little bit. We're going to keep our chin tucked, but as you exhale, make that little quarter turn journey back to the center. So chin releasing towards chest here. Again, if you want to release your fingertips from your thighs, you can see how that feels. And backing out a little bit if that is what you need. Good, and then nice and slow as you inhale, start to lift your chin. Beautiful work. Give those shoulders one more little roll out here. Good, and then let's actually come back into our side stretching, but let's add a little bit here. So releasing your arms down by your sides. A couple more times, just moving with the breath as you inhale, take that left arm up and over, side bend to the right. Exhale, release down. And then inhale, right arm up and over. Good, exhale, release. Inhale, left arm. Exhale. Inhale, right arm, side bending to the left. Good, inhale. Good, up and over with that left arm, and then let's hold here again. So anchoring into both sit bones. Good, and then if you'd like to add that right arm like you're holding a little beach ball, you kind of squeeze your arms together. Good, and then let's start to wrap our ribs towards that right thigh. Deep inhale here, and then exhale. Let's kind of forward fold at an angle, come down to center, and then we take it off to the right, and then you can start to open up. Good, you can release that bottom arm down. So we're in this side stretch again here. Anchor more into the right sit bone. One more time here. This is challenging. So we're getting a little core stretch, extending out through those left fingertips. Good. Start to rotate your torso to face towards the floor. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Hinge forward and around. Good. So we're to the other side. Start to open up. Good. And then inhale up to center. Really nice. As you exhale, hands release by your sides. And let's just carry this into some classic Surya Namaskaras. So if you have some blocks, these can be really nice. You can place them by the sides of your feet. Not necessary. You could also use a wall or a table in front of you. These are just useful for bringing the floor a little bit closer, which some days can feel really nice. So first and foremost, coming to this beautiful Tadasana, your mountain pose. And hopefully after all of that spinal lengthening, it feels like you're sitting a little taller here. Let's inhale, take arms out and up. You could also reach them forward and up. As you exhale, you could swan dive in. You could also take your hands on your thighs, help yourself roll on down. Back of the neck releases, chin towards chest. This is where you might press into your blocks as you inhale. Chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward. You could also have your hands on your shins or your thighs or a table or a wall in front of you. Exhale, back down the center. And then inhale, you can roll on up using your hands to help. You can think a little core here. Arms come out wide, that reverse swan dive. Palms press up overhead, maybe gaze up. Lift the heart as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Lovely. All right, here we go. Second round. Inhaling, reaching Utthita Hastasana into Dasana. As you exhale, you gracefully fold in, whatever that looks like for you in your body. There are many ways to accomplish this. Inhale, you find that length. So we're in this half forward fold. Exhale, releasing back down. And then inhaling, making your way back up into your extended mountain pose. Exhale, palms come together at your heart. Let's do 3 more of these. I won't cue you. You're welcome to follow along with me if that pace feels good with you. Otherwise, you're just following your breath rhythm. Always different when we come to our mat, what we need, how we're feeling. It's always these subtle little changes. So it's really a skill to be able to recognize that and honor it. Listening to your breath here. Finding this space and this gracefulness in your body, enjoying how it feels to like move and flow. Really lovely. When you're done with your third round, you're just pausing, palms together at your heart, maybe closing your eyes. And there's no rush to get there. Little mini check-in. What's your body feeling like? What's your head space feeling like? What's going on with your breath? Good. Let's gently blink our eyes open here. Go ahead and release your arms down by your sides. So let's move into some warrior poses. We will start in our warrior one and then transition into our warrior two and reverse warrior. So as always, you're just welcome to stay here in a Tadasana shape with your body. If you would like to, open up this right leg, and maybe we're not going to go as far or to our like furthest point that we can sometimes go. So this would be another option. You might extend that left leg too straight. And then the final position here might be to take this left leg off to the left a little bit. In this variation, you'd be rolling to the inside of that foot. All right, so let's all square our torso to face forward. So this is more of our like warrior two leg shape. From here, go ahead and bring your torso to face towards that front leg. So this is more of our warrior one. Lovely. Let's release the arms down. Inhale, arms reach up. Good. So we're really trying to wrap these left ribs forward over that right knee. It's tricky to find. So let's go ahead and extend that left arm forward. And then just imagine that somebody is grabbing your wrist and pulling you forward. And maybe that will help you to feel that a little more. For some of us, we might even be able to press into that back leg, especially if you're in the variation that I'm doing. Feel that lift of your sternum. Think cobra pose in the upper body. Hold on to that even as you start to extend your left arm back up to meet your right. Depending upon how the shoulders are feeling today, you might press palms overhead. You might bring your gaze up. Take a deep inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to take the arms out wide, palms can face down, and then we're going to bring our torso to face forward towards our camera again. So more of a hip opening pose, and you could even think right knee pressing back. Whether or not that actually happens doesn't matter so much, but we're squaring our torso forward. So shoulders are stacking over our hips. You might just start to bring your gaze out over your right fingertips for a few breaths. You take breaks with your arms if you need to. It's actually quite challenging to hold our arms like this. It feels counterintuitive, but the more you can firm muscle to bone, kind of the easier it is to hold them up. Let's flip that right palm up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, we find our side stretch again. We've been here, just maybe not in this shape with our legs. So top arm reaching up and over, getting all of this length to the right side of the waist. There's a little twist of these left ribs up towards the ceiling. You might even be gazing up underneath the top arm. Good. If you wanted to extend that left arm out against a little core, imagine that you're holding a little beach ball. Good. And then inhale, peel back up. Exhale. Let's just release the arms down by our sides. And in fact, let's just give them a little stretch here. We're going to do that whole sequence again on this side. So let's inhale, take the arms out wide. And let's take the right arm in on top, elbow stack. Good. All right, so let's inhale, lift elbows. Exhale, release them down. And you can just keep your spine nice and long here. Inhaling, lifting two. I'm just kind of flossing out the shoulders here. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, release down 4. Good, inhale, lift. Stay here. Full, complete exhale. Inhale, take the arms out wide again. All right, so let's go ahead and start to twist to face towards that right leg again. Inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, make that transition, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, find your reverse. Beautiful. Exhale, maybe add that left arm. Inhale, little core carries you up. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, bring your torso to face towards that front leg. Arms reach up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, back into your Virabhadrasana 2. These look great. Inhale. Find that reverse warrior. Exhale, little core if you want it. Good, let's inhale up to center. And then this time, let's exhale, hands come down the midline. Really nice here. Go ahead and release down. And then we'll make our way to the second side. So kind of come back to your Tadasana, your starting pose. And just know going into the second side, things might look a little different. So that's absolutely fine. So option 1, just stay here like this. Option 2, find a little external rotation in that left leg. Stay here like this. Or maybe extend your right leg to straight. Few of us might take it off to the right a little bit, roll to the inner edge of that right foot. So they're all really good places to be. Okay, so we're starting torso squared towards the camera. That's our Virabhadrasana 2. Go ahead and bring your torso to face towards your left leg. So there's a little twist happening in this warrior 1. Release your arms down and then inhale, stretch them up. And again, it's hard to wrap those right ribs towards that left knee. So reach your right fingertips out. Imagine that somebody is just gently pulling on your wrist. Maybe that's going to help you to find it a little more. A few of us might press into both the back and the inner edge of that right foot. Good. Go ahead and inhale, stretch that right arm up. Feel all of this length through the sides of your waist. Maybe start to shine your heart towards the heavens. Feel that little lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Maybe press your palms together. And then as we exhale, keep the arms so firm as you start to extend them out wide, but you bring your torso to face towards your camera. Virabhadrasana 2. Several breaths here. So we don't need to overlift, but we don't want to underlift. So you're kind of in that sweet spot, taking breaks. You feel your shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. And then let's bring our gaze out over our left fingertips. So more of the classic pose. Good. Flip your left palm up towards the ceiling. And then we find our side bending shape, our reverse warrior here. So as you seal down into that left heel, you're extending through your left fingertips, even as there's a little twist of those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Good, and then if you wanted to add that right arm just for a little extra spice, a little Cholula on your yoga pose, Tabasco if you prefer. All right, think outer hip squeezing in, inhale. Exhale. Good, let's release the arms down. And they're probably feeling a little burn here. So inhale, arms reach out. Give yourself that hug. Just holding on to your outer shoulder blades. And we're going to inhale, lift elbows. Exhale, they release down towards the belly. Good, inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release. Few more here, inhaling, lifting. Exhale. Inhale, lift 4. Good, exhale. Final one here. Inhale, lift 5. Take an exhale as you hold this position. Inhale, take the arms out wide. Good, full exhale. And then we inhale, bring your torso to face towards that left leg. Exhale, transition into your Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, find your reverse. Exhale, maybe extend that right arm up. Inhale up to center. Good, exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Good, inhale around to your Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Good, inhale, find your reverse warrior. Good, exhale. Inhale up to center. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, release the arms down. You might be feeling a little burn in the shoulders, the arms. That was hard work. Let's make our way back to center, our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Good, just find center, make any little adjustments that you need to. Return to that rhythm of your breath. That inhale through your nose. And that exhale through your nose. Good, and then let's just do one more twist here with the option to do eagle legs if you would like to. So if you'd like to take that variation, number one, you can just stay here like this and kind of revisit the twist we've already done. Or maybe you scooch that left leg off to the right a little bit and then take your right thigh up and over. Good, inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, little twist to the right. Inhale, center. Good, exhale, twist to the left. Good, inhale, center. And then exhale, twist to the right. Okay, so a couple of options here. You can stay more upright, just releasing your hands down. So again, just finding that leverage, but it might feel a little different if you're taking this leg variation. The other variation would be to hinge forward and hook that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And then perhaps press your right palm vigorously into your left palm. And I find that this actually gives me a little more extension through the left side of my waist. And I can start to wrap those left ribs up towards the ceiling a little more. And breath is staying smooth and steady. Back of the neck is nice and long. Couple more good breaths here. All right, so if you're hinging forward, think a little core to upright yourself as you inhale. Exhale, return to center. Release your arms down. And we take this little sequence to the second side. Again, you might just be staying here in Tadasana. That completely works. If you wanted to bring your right foot kind of off to the left an inch or two, that might help you to get that left leg up and over. Good. Inhale, arms reach out. As you exhale, you twist to the left. Really extend. And again, you might just stay upright like this, perhaps just releasing hands down, so finding a little leverage. And you're going to notice that just doing this twist, you're feeling things, sensations a little differently in your body. If you wanted to hinge forward, hooking that right elbow to the left thigh, and then pressing that left palm into your right palm. And then it's like it just helps you to revolve around. It feels really nice. That breath is still smooth and steady. Back of the neck is nice and long. Few more good breaths here. Good. As you inhale, if you take that forward fold, a little core to lift you out. Exhale, back to center. Good. And then just release everything down. Come to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So find a nice comfortable seat. And let's just move into our Viloma I breath here. We're all very familiar with that. So it's our three-part breath actually with little retentions. So let's all take a nice, smooth, deep inhale here together. Full, complete exhale. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Pause. Inhale another third of the way up. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Keep those shoulder blades relaxing. Exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of recovery breath when you get to the bottom. Good. Another round, so smooth, full, deep inhale together. Full, complete exhale. Sip in a little air about 1/3 of the way. Pause. Sip in a little more air. Pause. All the way underneath your collarbones. And then exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of normal breath. And then you're going to do 2 more rounds of this Viloma I breath just on your own. And if that's not feeling good, then just start to move towards your Shavasana. And there's no rush after you've completed a couple of rounds of your Viloma I. You are moving towards a final resting pose. Probably going to just stay exactly where you are, but the feeling tone is going to be a little different. Absolutely fine if you take a different shape, a forward fold with some support, classic Shavasana on the floor. What do you need right now to help you relax, to help you receive? And we'll be here for a few moments. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityo ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. And take a deeper inhale. And you'd open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just start to find a little gentle movement in your body, whatever that looks like. So wiggle, stretch, anything you need here. We're going to eventually land with our hands in a pile on top of our hearts. Sending ourselves love and gratitude, our bodies love and gratitude. It's a gift to be able to move and work like this. We send each other love and gratitude for the support in the community. Finally, just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling you've worked so hard this past hour to create with you into the rest of the day, weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work, yogis. Thank you. Happy spring.